another wide receiver you may have been referencing earlier here, Mr. Pettis, and I'll give you this one.
Pettis.
That's his name.
Yeah.
I think I'll help you figure that one out.
Dante.
I'll give you some credit here. He was all the rage in the fantasy world around this time last year. He had that big 5-game stretch as a rookie, so we were all, I was hyped up on him. I had you on. I was like, I can't wait for Pettis this year. What do you think? And you poured some cold water on it, and I was like, oh, really, Grant? I love Grant's takes, so let's see here. And then, the report started coming out in camp that he wasn't doing his thing, and everyone was slow to get off that bandwagon, but I jumped off pretty quick because as soon as we had that interview and then the reports were coming out in camp, I was like, all right, you know what? I don't want Pettis anymore. I thankfully didn't get burned by him, so I got to thank you for that. You saved me from Pettis personally in fantasy, but there's still a lot of owners out there very scorned by him and people holding out dynasty hope for him in their keeper leagues. What do you think? Was that 5-game flash, just a one brief moment in the sun and we'll never hear Pettis again? Or could this be the opportunity with Debo out for a little bit for him to maybe get back and work a role into this offense again? Do you think we'll ever hear Pettis again? What do you think?
That's 2 questions. Again, great questions. The first question, was that just a flash in the pan? Are we never going to see that from Pettis again? I wouldn't say that. Yeah. He's a young receiver. He did that in his rookie year, which is impressive. He had a sophomore slump. I think he's extremely athletic. He's still young. And I think for people who have him in their dynasty leagues, keep him. Yeah. Because he may be good in a couple of years. Do not draft him this year. Do not draft him this year. And if that's the second question, if you think he's going to step up and be a starter while Debo Samuel's out, think again. I want to say this as strongly as possible without saying things I don't know, but I'm 99% certain it's not going to be Dante Pettis, and he really has no future with the 49ers, I believe, because 2 reasons. One, I don't think there's really a rapport or any chemistry between him and Jimmy Garoppolo. Maybe they could build it this year, although no OTAs and minicamp is going to be tough. Second thing is that the offense has really changed, and it doesn't fit Dante Pettis anymore. When they drafted Dante Pettis, they were into these really sleek, small wide receivers who were returners. Him, Richie James. Guys who I think they were thinking about guys who could get open downfield and give you a little bit of yak, but not guys who would really embrace contact. Guys who were almost a little frail. And the offense has really changed since then. All the wide receivers are running backs, basically. Big guys who get yards after contact. They're not avoiding people. They're running through people. Jalen Hurd, Jawan Jennings, Debo Samuel. And that's because the offense has become such a run-first offense. A lot of these passes are like runs, too. They're screens. They're slants. They're all about yards after the catch. And even though Dante Pettis was a good punt returner in college, he's not going to be a big yards after the catch guy in the NFL. He's not. He seems like he is scared of contact. He gets hurt. Every time he gets hit, I go like, ooh, like, are you okay? You know what I mean? It's not like Debo. So I think if he went to a different offense that passed more and actually had a quarterback who wanted to get the ball down the field, he could be good because that's what he does well. But on an offense that likes to run the ball 40 times a game anyway, and when they do throw, it's like a little slant where they ask the wide receiver to like run through the whole defense and break a tackle. It just doesn't fit him anymore. And it seems like the quarterback on top of that lost confidence in him. So he needs a fresh start. He's still young. Hold on to him in your dynasty league because he could end up on the Packers or on a team like Pittsburgh where they actually would let him run the double moves down the field that he's good at. Then all of a sudden he could be a guy who averages 17 yards a catch, gets 7 targets a game, and gives you something. But on the Niners, I don't think it's ever going to happen.